Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri. Today I just wanted to share a funny story with you guys, a little embarrassing. I just thought it'd be fun to share this. You guys can kind of see what happens. I've had this happen to me twice before. But let me give you just a little background to set the story so you can kind of understand why I did what I did here. So at Aora, we're doing this hackathon right now. So it's like 19, 20 teams. They've split all these teams out company-wide. And every team is looking for problems, and they're doing the 1-3-1-1, which is like, one problem, 3 potential solutions. I think it's like one best solution that you think would work the best, and then 1 metric to measure that. So interesting. The management side of this is supposed to be just attending all these meetings. So like they're pitching the problem, then they're meeting, then they're discussing, they do another pitch on top of that with a potential solution, and they're doing the 5 whys, and they're getting into these sorts of problems, and they're solving these company-wide. Now, this is really cool because at the banks, I've never really had any sort of hackathon in general. So interesting approach, exciting times. Luckily, this year, management is just kind of sitting back and listening. And then I believe next week, there's like a management retreat, and they're going to go through and talk about the goals for the year and the problems and what we can solve and how we can solve them and really get into some planning for this. But the story here is that there's a lot of meetings going on that I'm supposed to be attending as a manager, listening to all these sorts of problems and solutions. So there's like 19 teams, I think, in total. I think there's like 2 meetings for each team. So you're looking at, 38 meetings in total. It's over a week, which is fine. Anyways, my schedule's been slammed. I've had a lot of other actual work things that are not hackathon related going on. We have a securitization going on. I had a new hire start. My team has a bunch of other projects going on too that I'm trying to, wrangle with research projects and another pricing model coming out. It's just been a lot of work on me. And this is all going on at the same time as the hackathon, and so I'm trying to put some time on the hackathon here. Anyways, I went to my team and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? Because I can't find my boss. I needed to chat with him before I left for the day, and I was trying to leave just a little bit early for the day and make sure I don't stay late. A little too late. I try to get home in time because my commute's like an hour 15, and there's a whole bunch of other things that tie into this. But anyways, so I can't find him. I'm assuming he's at one of these hackathon meetings, and you can attend these both virtually and in person, but I'm in office, so I figure I'll swing by and go chat and see what the hackathon presentation is going on, and then I can chat with him afterwards and catch him real quick. And so I asked my team, they say there's no hackathon meetings going on, and I'm like, there's got to be a hackathon meeting, and it's all happening in this one conference room. So I go over there, and there's somebody outside the room that sits over there and works over there, and I was like, hey, is there like a meeting going on in there? And they said, yeah, there's a meeting going on in there. I didn't clarify and I didn't ask exactly what meeting was going on. I don't think they knew either, but I just asked, like, there's a meeting going on, obviously. And so I walk in the room and I see my bosses in there, so I'm like, awesome. So I go and I sit down and I'm listening and I'm waiting to hear what this hackathon idea is about. And then I realize in my head, after about 5 minutes of sitting there, this isn't a hackathon meeting. Guys, I showed up to someone else's meeting and it does not involve me. So anyways, I'm awkwardly sitting there now thinking, like, what am I going to do? I have stuff to work on, so I kind of need to go, but now I'm embarrassed because I already just showed up to this meeting late because I showed up partway through. I'm not just going to get up now after like 5 minutes and leave. This would be really awkward and weird. And I look around the room and realize it's a couple different executives. It's like the head of marketing. It's some sales team, some product people. Like, this is not the meeting I was supposed to be in. And it took me 5 minutes to figure this out because the hackathon has been so many different problems and interesting things going on that I just assumed, this is one of those interesting problems that they're being discussed. So anyways, what I ended up doing is just sitting there and waiting until we hit the half-hour mark, and then I left, as if I had another meeting, which I did have stuff I needed to work on. But I was definitely embarrassed on this, and I went out and I talked to the individual outside of the room, and I was like, there was a meeting, but that was not a hackathon meeting, and everyone got a good laugh out of it. I talked to my colleagues as well, and they were laughing at me. But this has happened twice to me in a career. Long ago, the other time, I showed up to a meeting, I sat down, and it was like partway through, I realized I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But nobody said anything, right? No one's like, what are you doing here? It's a little more understandable at this meeting because I'm a little higher up. So it's like maybe I was invited by somebody in the group, or maybe something happened. But anyways, I thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought you guys would get a good laugh out of that. Things like this happen though in a career, and it's okay. Sometimes people will tell you, hey, you're in the wrong meeting, and then you just leave awkwardly of like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Or you just do what I do, which is you just wait until you get a good break, a less awkward time to leave, and then you just leave and go on your merry day here. But yeah, a lot of people got a kick out of it. I talked to a few people about it because somebody else in the meeting was wanting to know why I was in there. But yeah, so anyways, that was my week. That was my fun. Don't forget to embrace these sorts of things, right? Laugh at yourself. It's okay. But anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And as always, until next time.